Hi everyone, I'm so excited. This is my favorite time of year, and so I like to do the witches and the boos and all that stuff. And so this is a pick a witch, and so whichever witch you were drawn to in the thumbnail, that's the selection here. Which one, which two, or which three, or you can just pick them based off the energies of the cards that you're feeling at this time. And this will be all about what's coming in, what's the next big thing coming in for you. And so this might be something that's coming in within the next 30 to 90 days. And so it just feels like there's some energy brewing in terms of excitement and things coming in. And I wanted to be able to capture what that is for all of you and see, hopefully it resonates. And for some of you it may not, but this is the next big thing that's coming in. So we'll go ahead and get started with the witch one and see what card you get. Okay, so Heaven Sent, and this is card 33. And I'm just going to kind of tune into the energies here and see. Yeah, so there's expansion that's coming in. There's a lot of, for some of you, you might be kind of tapped in and tuned in. But there's going to be a lot of expansion that's coming in your space. And with the number 33, and the 3 is all about communications, and you might be getting some divine messages from spirit downloads, but you're definitely, your third eye is definitely coming in really strong here, and it feels like you're just opening yourself up. There's a surrender that's coming in for you, and it feels like there's a lot of wisdom that's coming in your space at this time, and it feels like there's a lot of openness. It feels like you've kind of gone through a little bit of a hurdle in terms of, some of you it may have been Dark Night of the Soul, some of you it might be it just any sort of expansion, but it definitely feels like you've paid your dues, so to speak, and you're granted the next, sort of gates within the kingdom. And so you're moving on to the next ascension, the next level. And it's all about moving up, climbing the mountain. Before I started this, the first thing I saw in your vision here was around a mountain, and it was climbing this mountain, this next big mountain that's coming. And some of you might have been feeling frustrated over the last 3 to 6 months, feeling of like blocked, or you're not connecting like you were, or feeling of just being disconnected from spirit in general, or just guidance. And it feels like the energy's coming in right now for you around this. And I get a strong feminine energy that's connected to this as well. So I feel like some of you have a guardian, a guide that's on the other side, that is a female energy, a really strong presence of a female, wise. I get that energy. What is her name off of the Golden Girls? Is it Rose, I think, or Blanche? I can't remember which one. It's the one, the taller one. And whenever Spirit shows me a really strong woman that would have, been kind of a game changer in their time, they show me a long neck. So for whatever reason, it always makes me think of her too. She just said what she needed to say. She didn't care. She was very direct with people. And that's the energy that's coming in here. And, she cared about people, but it wasn't, she also cared more about speaking her truth and being a good friend. And sometimes being a good friend is being real with someone and not, letting them go out with something in between their teeth and not calling them out on it. It's about being very open and transparent. And I feel like sometimes, if you selected this card, I feel like sometimes you might feel like, almost like bad, like you're a bit of an outlier, and feel like sometimes you say things that other people wouldn't say, but it's true to who you are. And so it's all about honoring those things, and honoring what you're getting from spirit, and getting pulled into the direction, about surrendering and letting spirit come in to work with you around this as well. And so let me see here. So I was getting a couple things, obviously with you, but then there is a guide that's watching over you, like I said, a female, and so I was kind of pulling in her energy as well on this, but definitely the number 33 is significant. Oh, that's interesting. I just realized that. So the number 33, so we've got 3 and then 6, and so I was saying the next 30 to 60 days. So that's fascinating there. Let's see what else I feel like I need to, just letting Spirit let me know what they want to pull here as well. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords as well. And yeah, there's definitely a feeling of doing some, you've been doing some work there. You may have even actually felt like there was a little bit of maybe isolation, or maybe the feeling of like you're kind of going inward a little bit in terms of your energy. But there's a lot of thought behind this. And you know, the swords is all about, or I'm sorry, swords, not swords. I don't know why. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Wow, that's confusing because I was getting swords, but then I was also seeing another, pentacles. I'm seeing pentacles as well. That's so weird. Okay. So it feels like there's money attached to this as well. I'll just say that, because so there's definitely something around what you're doing. You might be doing something for work. There might be something personal, a business you're looking to start, but this is all coming together. And the ideas, like you look here, see again, the ideas that are coming in. And if you think about this, the light bulbs, right? The ideas, that's the symbolism of a light bulb. And she's reading this book. And here's your guides that are coming in. They're divinely guided there as well. And so, there might even be an air person that would be connected to this as well. You might be an air sign that this is for. But this is all about the messages. Page is of messages, and it's fascinating because here is all about messages coming in. So yeah, you guys, this is really exciting. It feels like some of you guys, you might be starting something new, but this feels divinely orchestrated. So Spirit is working directly. And if you like, I can't believe it, how did this happen? I just was thinking of it, or it just came to me. Trust it, because it's absolutely meant for you. And I'm going to pull one more card here and see. This is a really beautiful reading so far. I'm so excited about the things that are coming in for you, and you'll have to let me know how it resonates. And it feels like there'd already be signs for this, because you would know there's a bit of a dormant stage that you would be in right now. Much like the Hermit, but I would say a little bit more active than the Hermit. It's a cross between the Chariot and the Hermit is what I'm getting right now for your energies, but it's definitely coming in for you. So let's see what Spirit, other messages they want to say attached to this as well. Okay, yep, perfect. And then they're saying to grab 2, so I'm going to grab one more. Okay, so this is, and yeah, this is beautiful, beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, so first off, and depending on where you live, there's the summer element, right? So I know where we're at, we're just entering the fall, but some of you, this may have started in the summer. They might be, okay, got it. They're telling me here that some of you also, that what I was mentioning earlier about the last 3 to 6 months, there's things that you were kind of going through. Like I mentioned, the Hermit and then the Chariot, but this was going out down into the subconscious and bringing out these things that needed to be healed. This is a cave here, and it's all about going deep inward, right? And exploring the things, the subconscious things that we've sort of kept under wraps. And now they're coming to the surface, and there's an awareness coming through. And it's really helping you to evolve. I mean, you're literally going to the next level. And if you think about a cave, you're, fascinating. It's the farthest thing, in the ground. And then at the beginning, Spirit was mentioning about the mountain and climbing the mountain. So you're coming out of the cave into the mountain. So that's beautiful. And some of you may have experienced this within the summer. You were going through this in the summer. It might be coming up for you in the summer. So it's going to be different for each one of you, depending on where you live. But the biggest thing I'm drawn to really is the rainbow, right? And so the rainbow in this is all about, if you can see that, it's very faint, but it's there. So it's the acknowledgement of it's coming for you. And that's the sign of recovery, that there is this transition that's coming in and you are moving into a new space. And could be some emotions attached to this as well, because you've got the water element card there as well. And so it's all about the emotions, and it feels like this major release though, that's coming in for you. It's super exciting. I feel like this feeling of, finally, like, it feels like I've conquered this. I'm in it. The gates, I'm literally, that's fascinating. And I love how Spirit draws correlations to things that haven't been pulled yet. Because the gates they were mentioning earlier, and here you have a gate into the cave. And they just brought that up again. I love how Spirit works. and they're showing me the gates opening for you. And I was like, oh, that's symbolic. And then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a gate there into the cave and you're coming out of it. And so, but the symbolism is not only coming out, pulling things up from the subconscious that need to be healed and worked through, but it's also the acknowledgement of passing passageway into a new direction, new doors, new spaces opening for you. So that's super exciting. I feel like I want to keep going because it feels like there's a lot of momentum with your energy, but I feel that's just indicative of what's coming for you. So it's like I don't want to stop because Spirit's saying there's so much more coming and it's so exciting. But the biggest advice is just surrender and let in what wants to come in, because it's absolutely coming in for you. And I also see an egg, like a yolk to an egg, and it's symbolic to like the birthing, right? Like the gestational period. So that's coming in as well. But it's beautiful. I'm really excited for you, and you definitely have a female guide or multiple that are working with you, and her energy's coming in very strong. She doesn't want to take the focus off you and the direction you're going, but there's some of you are also a healer as well, I feel like, and this might have to do with what's coming in for you. It might be personal business. It might be some of you might be buying a house, getting a new job, but it definitely feels like the next level for you in terms of your achievements. So, so congratulations on whatever that is, and I can't wait to hear about it. I'm so excited for your reading. Gosh, that was just the first one, and and it was a lot. That was exciting. I wanted to, actually, you know what? They're saying to read the card to that too. Sorry, I kept going, and I realized that, didn't even read the card. It just feels like there's so much more there. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so I'm just going to read some of this here, but it says your spiritual gift may be symbolic. It's something that seems ordinary, but holds a lot of meaning to you. And yeah, and it's all about connecting with that energy and acknowledging that energy as well. And I just want to give you the healing process of what they're saying here to do, because that's really helpful when they have this in here. But it says, so it is so simple to receive the gift that is headed your way. The healing process below will activate that for you. So this is just a healing process that comes with this card. It's your transitionary healing that will enable all of the success that's coming in, and it's a good foundation for that. So I'll go ahead and read this to you, and I would just it's an affirmation, and so it says, say through unconditional love, I now accept the spiritual gifts that are bestowed upon me with complete trust and gratitude, so be it. So that is your spiritual mantra for the next 30 days to 90 days. So, and some of you might feel a lot of transition through that in terms of this openness of your gifts, and so just keep saying that, and you can go as long as you want, but at a minimum for the next 30 to 60 days. Actually, 30 to 90 days is what they're telling me. So I hope that was helpful. Exciting for you. Gosh, that was just the first one and more to come. Exciting. Okay, so if you picked 2, so this is all about, so the card 5 here, and it's all about following your own rhythm. And this is all about, there's the first thing I'm drawn to is the vulnerability here, right? And so the naked, the feminine, the energy that's coming in, there's something within us sometimes where we hold back of maybe our authenticity, or there's something within us where we may have struggled with our beliefs or thoughts or anything like that. And, with card 5, with the number 5, it's symbolic to, there's change coming in, but it's through a process, right? It's through work and through doing the work. And so she's at this space where she finally feels a sense of freedom and release of all the things that she's been holding on to. And it's just beautiful. And it's interesting because I'm looking at this and it's not what's here, but it's what I see. It's almost like I see her coming out of her shell. I know that's not a shell, but as I'm looking at it, I'm almost like looking at it as like I see an oyster, and I see her being the diamond, or I'm sorry, the pearl within the oyster. And that feeling of emerging, and she's experienced the hard times, she's experienced the grit that's made her shine, and brought out her beauty, and she's ready to own that, and she's coming out of her shell. And so this is all about owning that personal power that's coming in for you. I feel like you're standing up for yourself. It feels like this might be to family, friends. There might even be a male energy that you are finding your strength within to communicate. It definitely feels like male energy is very strong within this. And it just feels like you're owning that, stepping out. Some of you might actually be leaving a situation that's no longer served you. And it's not in a sad and negative way. It feels very like cathartic and very like an achievement. Like Stella got her groove back. It just feels very much like she's owning her power unapologetically. So yeah, it feels very beautiful. It's super, oh, I love the readings so far. There's just a lot of empowerment. I love it. Let's see what other card here Spirit has for you. Okay, yep, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is all, you know, the money that's connected to it. And this is interesting because what I'm looking at here, and remember I was mentioning the male energy, so I definitely feel like there's a male energy that's connected to this as well. And so that energy is coming in very strong for you. And this is all about, so Pentacles is money, it's material wealth. But it feels like it's through this freedom that you're finding, and the pearl, you know, the pearl being the wisdom, you're carrying it with you as you're going. And yeah, it's very symbolic there as well. Let me just see what other, I feel like I want to, yeah, this is all about, you know, the Knight is all about movements and moving forward. He's moving forward, and it's fascinating how she's moving too. She's kind of, but it's through, by way of going back, and meaning she's sort of gotten to where she's at. She's earned her stripes. She's earned her freedom to be able to express herself in a way that she feels comfortable without the fear of judgment. And so that's kind of the space that she's getting into right now. You're gonna have me pull one more of these cards. So just sort of let Spirit tell me how they want to handle it and what they want there. So I'm going to take one more for them. Okay, perfect. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Oh, beautiful. I love it. And they're like, pull one more card. It makes perfect sense when it comes out. It's all about the strength card and finding that strength within you. I mean, look at that. She's a lion / woman, and there's this heart that she's wearing, and she's putting, I mean, it's almost like she's wearing her heart on her chest, and here again, the vulnerability, and with her arm up, it's very symbolic because the freedom within both of these, she's sort of raising her hand and saying she's in a space of strength, and she's no longer willing to kind of sit back and be in a space of fear or anything. It's definitely about finding that courage and strength. And there might be a Leo energy that's connected to this as well. So it definitely feels like a Leo, obviously with the strength energy there. But I get a strong masculine energy. It definitely feels like there might be a father energy that's connected. When I do these readings, I'll sometimes get, they'll pop in spirits from the other side, and they'll kind of come in to give messages. And this energy that's coming in is bringing up the teeth. So I'm not sure what that's about, but he's drawing me to my mouth, and there's like something with a tooth or something, maybe a joke or something with the tooth. You might have tooth issues, or you might need to get to the dentist or something like that, but he's acknowledging that as well. And that's interesting. I just heard tell your mom hi. So anyways, I just want to acknowledge that. I'm going to pull one more card and see. And they just showed me a planting of a tree or a tree. And so there might be something with a tree that would be symbolic here as well. This might be a metaphor or a literal in terms of planting a tree. You might be starting roots of something. You might be starting a family, but there's definitely something coming in for you in terms of that. And it's all about the rooting, the rising, root down, rise up type of energy. Absolutely. That's going on right here. So, oh, I love these. Let's see what else. Self-care. Absolutely. I love it. Oh, I don't like whoever picked the pile 2. You guys are like strong women. You are strong. You have that strong feminine energy. Even if you're a male that's picking this, it's all about that strong. You're being in touch with both sides of yourself, right? You've got the perfect balance of yin and yang, masculine and feminine, and you're not afraid to own it. And this is all about taking care of yourself through the process. Again, look at her. She's dancing. She's just like dancing like no one's watching. She doesn't care. And that's all about practicing self-care. And as you're going through this journey of strength and achievement within your own life, it's about taking care of yourself as well and making sure that you're honoring the space that you're in at the moment, and kind of leaving that love and light as you go. Like every step you take, it's like you're leaving a piece of your energy, which is in the positive. So I'm going to read here a little bit of the energy that's coming in with the card 5. Okay, so it says, when the rhythm of play beats in your heart, you will reach out to others to connect, dance, converse, sing, and make music, make love, and share your wildness. You will be drawn to uplifting groups and places where you experience a positive energy exchange. And you've got quite a long... yeah, it says your needs will be met in harmony with your own rhythms. All that you will miss out by trusting this is anxiety. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. What you will gain is peace. And so, yeah, a lot of times, you know, I for me personally, interestingly enough, like we all have some form of anxiety, or something that we carry with us. And, you know, for me personally, I struggle a little bit with anxiety, and it seems to getting to the point now where I have to deal with that. And so it's one of those things where what is it, right, that's holding us back? And it's about the freedom of letting go this anxiety. It's that fear of judgment, fear of caring what people think about you, fear of making mistakes, saying the wrong things. We're all human and we're all fallible. And so that's what this is about, owning your space and your strength and who you are in your own right. You know, all the imperfections, everything that makes you who you are, and not being afraid of that. So, yeah, so let me read the healing process here. So again, for the next 30 to 90 days, or even longer, depending on how you feel, here's your healing mantra. It says, say aloud, I now release any unhealthy attachment to the structures, routines, and belief systems of others that are preventing me from accessing and honoring my inner sacred rhythms. May I be assisted through unconditional love to know the truth of my own timing. I love myself enough to give myself rest when needed, to trust in my own timing and not feel forced or rushed. I believe in myself enough to take healthy, inspired risks and action when the timing feels right to me. I trust in my inner rhythms. They are wise and helpful. Through unconditional love, so be it. So yeah, and then this says you may want to kind of stand up and just dance it out, or, you know, just kind of own that energy. And there is something to that as well. There's that whole shaking. It's kind of like rebounding and stuff, and shaking your energy and like bringing that vibration in. That would be probably really good for you to do after this as well when you do it. Anything, movement, dancing, anything, you know. I don't care if you're someone who like just dance like nobody's watching, like just own it, just like have fun with it and live in the moment and be with peace with that. So that's beautiful. I'm so excited about your message, and you'll have to let me know how it resonates. But I definitely want to, like, I'm just keeps being drawn to this strength card. So that's absolutely what you are, and that just perfectly together. So I do hope that was helpful. Exciting. Okay, let's go on to the last card. If you picked which 3, let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so card 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. And so, oops, sorry. So let's see. Okay, so as I'm just sort of tuning into this message here, what I'm getting for you is, I feel like a mother energy as well. There's a motherly type of energy that's coming in. I feel this feeling of there's a transition space that you're going in. Some of you might even be in a space where you've sort of been used to something where, like your life, maybe your home life is changing in some ways. Maybe you've had children at the home. Maybe your children are moving out. There might be a transition in the relationship space, but there's something that I feel like you're embracing, and it's almost like, it's almost like beautiful. Yeah. So it's like her hands are coming in front of her, and she's, sorry, you can't see that. And she's holding on to this sort of, this grace, I want to call it. And she's got a bit of a teardrop here, but it's this feeling of sort of, releasing these things that she's sort of held on to. And she's wearing a bit of a crown here with the lotus flower on the top. And to me, that's all about kind of the acknowledgement of the struggles, the journey. And I don't even want to call it struggles because it's just life, right? Like we all go through life. But if you think about the beauty of a lotus and how it comes to be, you know, it had to go through a lot of mud to get to the top. And when it comes out, they're just beautiful. It's like this beautiful thing that's been created out of mud. And it feels like this sort of heaviness in this things that you've been carrying. It becomes it becomes the pathway that leads you to these beautiful things that are coming in. But it's bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. So it feels like a bit of nostalgia card. Like I definitely feel nostalgic energy here, sort of walking away from something, but in a beautiful and appreciative moment. For example, some of you might have lived in your hometown for many, many years, and you're now getting to the point where you're moving away from your family, moving away from everything that you've known, and you're walking away from that. So and yeah, so the card 20, and so the 20 might be symbolic as well there. But I feel like 2 would be symbolic too. There's a union element as well, like relationships, definitely interpersonal relationships that's coming into this as well. And some of you may have had a bit of internal conflict as it relates to this, but I do feel like you're pushing through. It's being birthed out of you, and it's creating of this beautiful metamorphosis that comes on top. So let's see what else here. Okay. Yeah, the 7 of Swords. So for this energy here, so again, this is swords. You've got, there's a lot of thoughts going on. You can see, again, this is all about emotions, thoughts. I'm again being drawn to the kind of the tears and stuff that's coming from her eyes, but it's the remembrance of where she's been and where she's going. And this is all about the mental, right? Thoughts around things, what's going on. You've got the 7. So the 7 here it's a feeling of like acknowledgement. Like it feels like there might have been some things from the past where you may have felt like people wronged you, or you may have felt like you were taken advantage of, or like you kind of have a thief in the night here, right? But you see the moon, it's all kind of coming to light, and you're stepping into this awareness of, you understand what happened, you understand what you were dealing with, but you're moving on from that. But you're moving on with a sense of strength and conviction of knowing that you've already seen what that looks like. You saw it. And you're moving forward in a much more strong space. So let me see what else here. They tell me to pull another one. You guys get another one as well. Let me see. Okay, again, now I feel a female energy again really strong here that's coming in here. There might even be a sister energy that you have that's connected to this as well. Okay, yeah, so we've got the 2 of Swords here. The two is about that duality, right? The yin and the yang, the male and the female energy that's kind of coming in as well. And the Wands energy is all about action, fire, moving forward. And so, yeah, she's saying, okay, I've gone through this space. This is, you're already moving past this. This is the energy that's been passed for you. And now you're sort of looking out the window and saying, I'm moving forward, but I'm stronger as a result of what I've experienced here. And now you see the world too. I'm really drawn to the world card here. The world that she's looking at. It's almost like this wanderlust energy of, I can go anywhere I want. I can do anything I want. And she's just looking out into this world with wide eyes and kind of excited for what's coming. And I'm really being drawn to this and then what she's holding here. So it's almost like the world, right? That energy of, I just keep seeing the world card. I know we've got the world there, but I just keep seeing that as like, okay, now you get to pick your next steps, and you're in a better space because of it. So, all right, let me pull a card here as well. Let's see what Spirit has to say. What other final messages you have, and then I'll read the information from the card 20 as well. Okay. Yep. Okay. So expecting, and I mean, if there was no 2 cards that could go better together, it's these 2. So you can see again, she's looking out the window with expectation, and this is all about things coming in, but it's coming in. And look at this. It's beautiful. So it says, if you can read that, it's a little hard to read, but it says better times. So this is all about better times that are coming in for you, and you're expecting them, and you know them, they are coming in for you. So you absolutely are on the precipice of something major coming in for your life in terms of this transition. It feels like it was a little bit of a hard-fought journey, and I feel some sadness and some tears were shed. It may have been, you know, a little bit of a dark night type of energy, what we've got here, but it definitely feels like it's for your highest and greatest good, and this is definitely something that's moving through you. It says you don't need to push quite so hard to receive what is coming naturally to you. Your push comes from the place of uncertainty whether or not you will succeed. You need to relax and have more faith in yourself. All things come in time. And that's beautiful because you have, I mean, look at this. This is all about better times and expecting. She's looking out the window and she's saying what's coming in. I mean, this is just beautiful how Spirit, I just love how Spirit does these messages, and it all just connects to each other. And it's absolutely synchronicity in terms of all of this. And it says, all things come in time, rightfully and according to a great loving wisdom. You are not immune to this. You shall have your time to shine too. Rebel against any voice of fear within you and around you, and that tells you otherwise. And it's okay to become softer, to feel the energy of which you wish to attract in your life, and to act as much as you can as though it is already that way. And so this is basically just telling you, like, and it's fascinating. It says you are not fantasizing or daydreaming to failing to live in the real world if you do this, which is beautiful because it's almost like she's looking out there and she's contemplating what she wants. She's coming into the space of time of creation, and she can have anything she wants. And Spirit's saying, whatever you want. Like, it's that song, that Acme by Fight for Fighting. That song is really symbolic. That's coming in. What kind of world do you want? Please listen to that song. I feel like it's really symbolic for your message. Very symbolic. And it's about kind of creating your own reality, and what do you want from the world that's coming in for you. You're holding it within your hands, but there's a scarcity around that, right? Like, you get to attract anything you want. Like, choose wisely. So that's definitely the message that's coming in for you. And it says, yeah, you are part of a global healing manifestation process. You are, through your way of being in the world, helping to birth a new awareness, which again is beautiful. I keep putting this world card, that the world card is very symbolic for you. Okay, so I'm just gonna, there's quite a bit that this card has to say, but I think you get the gist of it. And I'll just read you the healing mantra that you'll need to say for the next 30 to 90 days. And I feel like yours might be a little bit more extended out, but it feels like you're coming into this major, like, transition takes a while, but it definitely feels like there's some exciting things coming in for you. And it says, say aloud, I shine like the sun, radiant with grace, and all that I desire comes to me according to perfect timing. I relax, believe, and receive through unconditional love. This is now so. So that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, all of these readings were just so amazing, and I'm so excited for what's to come for you all. You will have to let me know how it resonates, and when you're finding this reading, it's meant for you, and maybe you're picking multiple cards. But whatever messages, I do hope it was helpful to you, and namaste.